Right now at 5 on WHAS11 News, the incredible turnaround season is over for the Louisville Cardinals. Drama and heartbreak in Lexington. Beloved senior Rain Smith leaves the game injured. Coach Pat Kelsey gets a technical, and a fan throws a full water bottle onto the Rupp Arena floor. Ken Spencer is covering it all.
We're in Bardstown, where the Nelson County Sheriff faces felony charges in person for the first time. Him and his chief deputy pleading not guilty. You'll hear that coming up.
And later at 5:30, cuts to the Department of Education sparking concern here in Kentuckiana. We hear from a superintendent who says they rely on federal money to support their students. WHAS 11 News at 5 starts right now.
Right here tonight at 5, you've heard the news by now. The U of L Cardinals are now officially out of the NCAA tournament. It's our top story for you tonight. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Shay McAllister. Louisville lost in the first round of the national tournament today against the Creighton Blue Jays. Meanwhile, UK is gearing up for its own battle on the court. That will happen tomorrow. Sports reporter Sarandan Raboyne is live in Milwaukee, where the Cats will take on the Troy Trojans.
We're going to join Sarandan in a minute. First, we want to begin with our Ken Spencer. He's been in Lexington all day long since this morning. And Kent, the Cardinals seem to have a rally going there in the second half, but did Pat Kelsey's technical kill their momentum?
It certainly didn't help, Doug, but remember, at that point, Louisville was still down 12 to Creighton in the second half. I thought a key moment in the last 20 minutes was when Rain Smith re-injured his ankle. The Cards were starting to build a little momentum at that point, and then the air just got taken completely out of the arena because Rain Smith, who was down with that ankle, was very emotional on the court. But the damage for the Cards were truly done in the first half when Creighton went on a 17-4 run, scoring 12 straight. What did you see in that 12-0 run when they made that in the end of the first half?
They got out in transition. They was able to hit some shots. You know, coaches preached the whole week about getting out in transition and stopping the ball and matching up, and they was able to get some open shots. And you know, those really good shooters who got those open shots. You know, we just got to be able to execute stuff like that when it's emphasized so much. And yeah, like, got to credit Creighton for knocking those shots down.
Try to put it into words, just what you were feeling.
Just how special kind of my college career has been. I just hate it. Kind of ended like that. I couldn't finish out there with my teammates and that staff. They've given me an opportunity, just like a kid from Australia, real scrawny when I came in, and just kind of had that belief from the start with me, and just kind of grown as a person and a player, and yeah, just kind of not being able to finish out there. Like, it sucks. And I'm just so appreciative of everything that's kind of happened through my 4 years with this staff especially.
Those emotions right there. Heartbreak, yet appreciation. It's what this all is supposed to be about. A tremendous season for Louisville. The revival comes to a disappointing end. Reporting live in Rupp Arena, Ken Spencer, WHAS 11 News.
Well, on the Kentucky side, they are coming into the NCAA tournament with the best possible news. Their point guard, Lamont Butler, is expected to be ready and available for the Cats matchup against Troy. And health is the name of the game for Kentucky. They've only played 7 games at a fully healthy roster this season. And if they want to make a deep run, they're going to want to stay as healthy as possible going into the tournament.
It's feeling better. It's feeling better. Excited to compete.
He's a point guard. He's our leader. Just having him on the floor, you know, it helps us a lot. Helps us. It brings a sense of calmness to the team, to the players. So it means a lot to us.
On a scale of like 1 to 10, how healthy do you think you guys are?
As of right now, I think we're at 10, as healthy as you can be. You know, in this moment right now in March, we know what we got, and it's time for us to go out there and make a run.
We're exactly where we want to be. We're a 3 seed in this tournament, playing a great team on Friday night. It's the best. It's what you work for all year long, and what you work for your whole life is to have a chance to come here and compete in this tournament. And we have great guys, a group that's really together, and we're gonna expect and get out of them everything that they have to give us.
Now, Kentucky almost has a psychological hurdle they have to get through in this year's tournament. They haven't made it past the first or second round since 2019. And Mark Pope and the Cats know that that is a major hump they have to cross. I'll talk more about that coming up at 6, guys.
Hey, Saranda, I know you've been covering the team pretty close. Tell me about the unique thing that Mark Pope did there in practice today. We've heard about his promise to pay for gas money for the fans. So what was he up to today?
So today during practice, at one point, he went on the overhead mic and asked everyone to be silent as they were shooting 3 throws. We have the sound. Let's listen to that real quick.
I need absolute silence. No phones, no whispers, no nothing until the clock gets to 15. It's important to our team. Thank you so much.
So he went on the mic, asked everyone to be quiet, saying that talking would be a distraction, phones would be a distraction. You could just hear the ball bounce on the court in an echoey, almost kind of eerie way. And it was just a very unique thing that we saw the Cats do today during practice. Typically, you would want to have as much noise as possible because you want to be able to kind of go through those distractions. But Mark Pope and the gang said, no, we want it as quiet as possible to get in your mental space and to really feel the zone. Doug?
Be looking for your coverage later tonight.
Thanks, Sarandon. Going now back to the Cards. Many Cardinal fans showed up to bars across the city wearing red, cheering on their team, and that, of course, include patrons at the Fox Den in St. Matthews. One mother and daughter duo took their team spirit back to the beginning, literally.
How do you like the Cardinal fans? Oh, God, since I came out of her womb. And then I went to U of L, so I'm a big Cardinal fan.
I followed Patino from Lexington up here, so I've been a fan since all of that.
Cards fans will now have to root on Pat Kelsey and the team when they return to the court next season. And Sarandon is going to be sticking around in Milwaukee for that big game against Troy tomorrow night. You'll hear more from her tomorrow, and of course we'll have the highlights for you on WHAS 11 News.
It's no different than if the sheriff's office is prosecuting someone, they have to respect that person's rights. His rights are the same.
Louisville Attorney Steve Romine speaking there for the first time. The Nelson County Sheriff Raymond Pineroa facing his felony charges in court. Defense attorney Steve Romine's known for defending Scotty Scheffler in Louisville and Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, insisting on the sheriff's right to innocence until proven guilty. It comes as the Commonwealth's attorney prosecutor asked the judge for bond conditions on the sheriff and his chief deputy, Brandon Bryan.
But the defense in this case pushed back, saying those men have an office to run, and the judge agreed with them. That's what our Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Jessica Farley found in the courtroom today.
If this was any other case, if they were a supervisor and a manager at any other establishment that was charged with theft and corruption in their roles, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
That's Commonwealth Attorney Amanda Hernandez-Troutman. Judge Elise Spainhauer agreed with her, blocking Nelson County Sheriff Raymond Pineroa and his chief deputy, Brandon Bryan, from accessing the impound warehouse that Bryan allegedly sold cars out of to a friend.
Reserve the right to make any necessary motions and enter plea not guilty.
Both men pled not guilty. The prosecutor wanted their contact with each other to be cut off, but the judge ruled that they're only barred from discussing their case. Stephen Romines represents the sheriff.
The sheriff and chief deputy have to be able to communicate as a matter of public safety.
Hernandez-Troutman also requested their guns be surrendered at the end of each shift.
These people are in a position of power with guns. To be quite frank, I don't love that I'm walking in the front door with them and they can be armed while we're right next to each other.
But the judge ruled against that request.
Whether they're inside a courtroom or outside a courtroom, it is a risk that every prosecutor runs.
Judge Spainhauer maintained that both accused men are innocent until proven guilty. She also protected the detectives who made complaints against them from retaliation with her court orders. Those detectives have sued, but it's separate from the criminal case. The trial picks back up on October 27th. In Nelson County, Ian Hardwick, WHAS 11, on your side.
The sheriff and his chief deputy face the potential of decades in prison if they're found guilty. The charges include abuse of public trust, theft by deception, and official misconduct.
Louisville Metro Police say this man, Terry Matthews, turned himself into the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office at the Hall of Justice just after 5:30 last night. He's now charged with the murder of 19-year-old Quincy Coleman. The shooting happened about 8 days ago on River Oak Circle in far eastern Jefferson County near the Fincastle neighborhood. According to his arrest citation, Matthews and Coleman were fighting inside the house in front of several people, including a 1-year-old child. According to witnesses, Coleman attempted to de-escalate the fight when Matthews allegedly shot him in the chest. Matthews is charged with murder and wanton endangerment.